don't understand how the best left wing in football from last year is being subbed off in the 60th, 70th minute when you need to go. This decision to me is mind-boggling. Anyone who comes to me and says he's tired, I don't want to hear it. I truly don't want to hear it. There is teams, lads, that have 9 games played already. 9 games played and coming off of the Club World Cup. There's no way this guy should be tired. You don't believe me? Buddy, Benfica played the Club World Cup, went to like the quarterfinals, round of 16, whatever, lost to Chelsea. 2 weeks later, they were back in training. They've already played 4 games to qualify for the Champions League, and they've already played 3 or 4 games in the league. All right, and they played a Super Cup against Sporting. They played 9 games, bro. Rafinha don't need to be subbed off, and we're going into international break, bro. He can rest. There is no need in the world, absolutely no reason to sub off Rafinha, especially when you know he's going to Brazil and Vinicius Jr. is probably starting over him. I don't understand in any way, shape, or form why this guy is being subbed off if it's not an injury.
Pedri called out Yamal and his ego. Barcelona's actually falling apart, bro. He said last year we were all united. We didn't focus on individual success. Last year we all ran for each other, not for personal glory. That's how teams win titles, by leaving egos aside. Everyone's already getting tired of Yamal. Look at Rafinha's face when Yamal said, "Give me the ball, I want to take the penalty," and Rafinha couldn't even do anything. And then look at Rafinha's face. He couldn't even believe that Yamal is saying that he's the king and the #1 star on the team. See, everyone forgot about Rafinha, bro. Ever since the Ballon d'Or debate, they're talking about Yamal, now Rafinha, and he realized. This picture confirms that Yamal only cares about himself. He's looking at the ball smiling. Rafinha's looking at him like, yo, really, bro? Because Yamal is only thinking about scoring. He's not thinking about his teammates anymore. If Pedri's calling you out, you know something's wrong, bro.
Hi everybody. So this one, right? You guys are gonna join me for a leisurely night drive in Car X Street. So, oh man, I was sleeping on this game, but it might be the game to kill Need for Speed. But that's not what we're talking about today. What we're talking about today is ego, right? And for this discussion, I'm going to use football as a reference because that's where you see egos really play a part into a lot of these sorts of discussions about how people interact with each other and so on. Like in the case of your boy Lamine, recently people have started saying, oh no, he's egotistical and whatever, and they're citing all of the things from the first 2 videos that I played. They're citing all of that as reasons to be like, this is, they're talking about Lamine and so on and so forth. But from what I've seen, I'm not necessarily a diehard Barcelona fan or anything, but from what I've seen, it was a very ambiguous post. I don't know if I don't think it was directly calling out Lamine. I don't know if they can directly call out Lamine, but it's very vague, and it seems unfortunate that Lamine is like a shoe in for what they're talking about. Do you get what I'm saying? Like, it seems like if it is a coincidence, it's an unfortunate coincidence for Lamine. However, however, the points raised against him are not light. You know what I mean? They're not small things to be talking about. And I think it speaks to the issue that I I kind of foresaw it. I kind of foresaw it when he first started off being big. So for him, he went to the Euros, which is like it's like a mini World Cup. It's like a World Cup, but for Europe. He went to the Euros and he won the Euros at 16 years. Like at 16 years old, he won the Euros. So of course everyone is like, "Oh, the magnificent, the 16-year-old Lamine Yamal dazzles again." And I'm like, "Okay, okay, that's nice. Congratulations to him. Well done." I'm not a Lamine hater. I'm not a Barcelona hater. I watch football for the sport and for the drama. Well, guys won't admit it, but they also watch for the drama because some of the things that be happening off the pitch are insane. Like minor tangent. Rafinha's son, he's in the video. Rafina's son went to Disneyland and he was ignored by like a guy in a chipmunk costume, and Rafina was upset. Like he made a post on his like official Instagram calling out Disney. And I don't know. I'll look for the clip and put it in at the end. I'll put it in at the end because now it's too late. I'm recording the audio. Nope. I will not. I will not go back in and slice things up because man, this footage of driving in the night is just too clean. It's just too clean. But yeah, Rafina was not happy about that, and understandably so. There's a bit of ego in there too, because it's like no one knows who your kid is. You get what I mean? Like, no, of course that's not an excuse for the chipmunk to be ignoring the kid, but I took a look at like what happened, and I was just like, well, it's not it's a big deal. I can see if I was a parent, I too would be a little bit upset, but not upset enough to like make a whole post about it, and flame them. Being a public figure myself, I wouldn't do that. I would maybe have a word with Disney to the side and be like, "Hey, this happened. What's actually going on with that?" You know what I mean? And not flame them in public. But that's another thing to speak about ego, in the sense that Rafina knows he's big. Like, well, he has an inkling of an idea that he's big because he plays alongside Lamine. He won the La Liga. Okay, cool, cool, cool. High fives all around, I guess. But another thing that we can't like bypass and overlook is how he was emboldened enough to make that sort of statement, which means there's a bit of an ego going on there, even though he's justified in being in crashing out. But like, why are you crashing out with your ego? Why are you making it public? Because you're someone important. That's why you're choosing to take the public route, right? So there's that. But then back to Lamine. Now you see, Lamine is a classic example of the not so he like I don't think he was. This is gonna sound crazy, but I think there's a great lack of parenting going on in Lamine's life. Like if Lamine was yet my son and he won the Euros and everything, I'll be like, okay, congratulations, well done. You've done something impossible. You've put our family name on the map. Thank you very much. Well done to you. However, you are still a child and there's still a curfew and you still, yeah, sure, now you have enough money to go and move into your own house and whatever, but then I'm still your parent. Like I feel like no one has had that discussion with Lamine as of late. That's why he's going. That's why I think personally he's going off the rails. Like he's hanging out with OnlyFans models. I'm like, boy, you're not even. The Euros was last year, and that was when he was 16. You're 7. You're a minor, bro. Like you're a minor. Yeah, sure, you're a rich minor, but that doesn't mean that you should be hanging out with OnlyFans models with a 13-year age gap over you. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. And the fact that like we're all just okay, fine. They haven't confirmed or denied that something happened between Lamine and this OnlyFans model. She's pretty popular now because of Lamine, but that doesn't change the fact that regular girls won't be coming across Lamine anymore because now he's a superstar or whatever. And then I will then cut into the technical side of my tear down, but not so much a tear down of Lamine. Firstly, right? I don't understand football fans who don't watch matches but just watch edits on YouTube. That's not a reflection of a great player. You know what I mean? It's like watching a trailer and then saying, "Oh no, this is the best movie of all time." And I'm like, "It's just a trailer. You haven't even seen the whole movie yet, bro. Like, what do you mean?" But then a lot of people have been doing that, where people are like, "No, Lamine Yamal is the new goat." What? And I think the issue is marketing has overtaken football. It's no longer about the sport, right? It's no longer about the sport and the performances day to day. It's now just about who looks good in the press right now, who has the best trip, who is the most styled, who has a controversy, so on, so on. Like if you have one good dribble, all of a sudden everyone is calling you the GOAT or whatever. You have one great season, all of a sudden people are comparing you to Neymar and Ronaldo and Messi, people who have consistently produced on the ball. Like you get what I mean? Like they've consistently been scoring goals. So the ego then comes into that, where he's seeing how people are talking about him on the news, and this happens too, even here. Like, um, I'll use a guy as an example. Guys will get one baddie, and suddenly they think they are Leonardo DiCaprio. Whoa, whoa, slow down, partner, slow down. And it happens again in the reverse, where girls will get a guy who's good looking and has money. All of a sudden they think they're Cardi B. All of a sudden they think they're Nicki Minaj. All of a sudden they think they're Ice Spice. All of a sudden they're posting, "I can take your man if I want to." Whoa, 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 whoa. Just because you caught one fish doesn't mean you caught a school of fish. You feel me? Like, I'd like to see you consistently do that year to year, but I know for damn sure you can't. For damn sure. And another thing is, the moment people feed into egos, they leave themselves vulnerable to the great fall off. And the great fall off comes for everyone who has an ego. The moment you aren't humble enough to be like, "Hey man, maybe let me check myself," the great fall off and the great wall will come for you, and you will hit it smack dab, right in the kisser. You will hit it right in the kisser. And Lamine, he's going to start this season or the next season. I'm not expecting big things from Lamine because he already has an attitude. He already thinks he's Messi. He already thinks he's Ronaldo. Like he changed his Instagram bio thing. He changed his Instagram bio to LY10 or something. Like he's trying to copy the CR7 thing. And I'm like, bro, CR7 didn't give himself that like acronym or moniker. People gave that to him because he was just that good. Like you are literally placing medals on yourself. Like the guy says, like in one of the clips that were used by one of these TikTokers, where he puts the crown on his head. But that's in football, that's a celebration which just screams ego. I don't even think Ibrahimovic, the most egotistical striker, with the facts and stats to back it up, I must say, has ever done that celebration. Like, bro, like, what do you mean? Like, what do you mean? So, especially for the young man Lamal and many other like young people out there, do never fall for the trap of ego because once upon a time Neymar, who's way better than Lamine. Way better. He has the accolades. He's been to the Champions Leagues more than once. You know what I mean? He's Joga Bonito. He's one of the best dribblers, left wing dribblers of our century. Of our no, not our century, of our era, like our decade, which was like 2000. He's the best, right? He's never done that. And he also fell to the trap of ego. And at the end, it ended up with him playing in the Saudi League, which, for those who don't know, playing in the Saudi League is like being demoted from class prefect to hall monitor. Like you now just give people the hall pass. That's your job now, bro. Like you're just out here giving hall passes to people. So that's why I'm like, it's late. It's late for my boy Lamine. L plus ratio, rest bozo, you're done. Because he's quick. Maybe he could prove me wrong and like rise up out of this little thing he's got going on, but I doubt it. I doubt it. But yeah, that was my unscripted rant about